Beeroes and Brews with Nerdy Dudes. We are your friendly neighborhood Beeroes, Ty, Kev, and it's been out for a little bit now, beginning of September. But we're gonna do an It review, It movie review, because we did an It trailer review. I think now it's time to review the movie, Kev.
Yes.
Because I know I saw it twice, and the first week it came out because it was awesome. I just want to say, so I want to start off.
Start off, my friend. Start off.
So I didn't read the books at all. I know I have coworkers who I went with the second time I saw it, who had read the books, and they had a lot of little Easter eggs from the books into the movie, which I think is really cool. And I have to say, the way it started was awesome.
Yeah.
I did not think, spoiler alert, little Georgie's arm was going to be bitten off, and then he was going to be crawling away with his arm bitten off, bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
That was a gruesome but epic
intense
way to start this movie. And the actor who plays it, I think his name.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård. He is phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
He plays an amazing It.
Yeah.
Like, when I just saw him, like his demeanors, when the director told him, like, hey, it would be cool if you could look to the right with one of your eyes while you're talking, and he's like, I can do that. And you see him do it. The drool, his delivery, the look. I'm sorry, Tim Curry, but this takes the cake, man. Like, this was the It. This is It. Like, this is the It. Like, I know there was the book, the original movie, the miniseries, but Skarsgård is Pennywise the Clown.
It's fantastic.
He is phenomenal. Just every time I've seen him on screen, and even when he's being funny, it's so creepy. His facial expressions and everything about him is just...
Yeah. It
made me want to see it more. Like, I want to see it the third time. I just haven't had the time to do it because Destiny 2 came out.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Understandable. Yeah. I like I said, I saw it twice. My hopes were very high for this movie. I could not wait to see it. It couldn't come out soon enough. And when I left the first time, I was so giddy. All I wanted to do was talk about it. Yeah. I loved it so much. The miniseries, I do remember seeing that. I haven't seen it in a long time. But, you know, at the time, Tim Curry was awesome as Pennywise.
Yeah, he was.
That version of Pennywise. But, I mean, obviously, if you're, going to do any kind of remake, you have to amp it up.
Yeah, especially with technology and everything. And the way people do makeup and just the special effects and everything, CGI, it just, you can get so much more out of it.
Yeah. And
I know the originals are the classic, like, they're good, but, like, I just see it as Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah. I didn't know much about Bill Skarsgård. He's on a show on Netflix called Hemlock Grove.
Yes.
I never watched it.
I haven't watched it.
I don't know how it is. I hear, like, mixed things about it. But yeah, I mean, this movie, like, people now know who Bill Skarsgård is. I mean, I know he has family members in the business. Alexander was in True Blood in that Tarzan movie. Then Stellan, I think, is his father, who was in the Thor movies and Avengers.
Yeah.
But now everybody knows who Bill Skarsgård is. I'm very happy that, I think in the book, I believe it took place in the 60s.
I'm not sure.
And then, don't quote me on that, and then in this movie, obviously, it was the 80s. And I am a huge fan of 80s films, if I haven't already said that.
Yep.
But it for me, what stole the movie, besides Bill Skarsgård, just had a stellar performance, was the kids.
Yes.
The kids were my favorite part of the movie.
Especially Georgie's brother. I keep forgetting his name. It's Will? Bill. Him acting with that stutter... That's got to take talent, man.
Yeah, and just like, here I am stuttering too, just because his performance really.
Right, you're so performance driven.
Yeah, so I take my hat off to him because he did it in such a natural way. Like, it didn't sound forced. If you can make a stutter sound forced, he made it sound as if
it sounded
he actually
genuine.
had it.
Yes, it sounded genuine.
And I know, like, in the, I'm assuming in the book, too, because in the miniseries, the actor who played Bill, he had a stutter as well. So
in the book it did, too. Okay. When I was talking to my coworkers, they had, like, the repeat of the letters every time he spoke. Which, to them, it got a little annoying sometimes because every time he spoke, it just had those repeats. But when you put it on the screen, it works. Yeah. Like, to me, that works really well. And if it's annoying on the book, I guess. But when you watch it on the screen, it's great delivery.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could see that. But I just, I think as a reader, and you're obviously, you're kind of envisioning these characters in your head. And when you're reading the dialogue, you kind of put yourself in his shoes. And I don't know. I look at it a different way. But he was amazing. I think every kid stood out. Me and Laura and my mom were all going, and we all kept going back and forth, like, who was our favorite one of the losers? And
I think mine was the kid from Stranger Things. I'm trying to think the name. I've seen it twice. I should know all their names.
Oh my god, why did I just bank on this? I wanted to call him Mike, but I think he's Mike in Stranger Things, actually. What the heck is his name in the movie?
The dick jokes, hysterical. Like everything about this movie.
Your mom jokes.
Yeah.
He was like, wait, can only virgins see these things? That way I can't see them? Like,
and with the straws, awesome. He's like, if we didn't pull straws, instead, if we were showing dick size, I wouldn't be in here right now.
He was fantastic. Everybody, I loved, I think, Eddie was the one who, was like a hypochondriac.
Yeah, his mom with the pills.
His mom was creepy. And that's the thing, like, the adults in
they were all
Derry
creepy.
were
especially the
really
grandma,
creepy.
that grandma lady in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just weird that she was just watching Georgie talk to.
When she looked down the street and you saw the blood kind of wash away.
Yeah. I like when he was like, wow, you gave me these gazebos.
Yeah. And then I also loved Ben, who was the chubby kid.
Yeah,
he was great in his acting. I mean, they all were, but his acting was unbelievable. And same with the girl. And why am I blanking her name as well?
Her name too.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe. And I was like reciting these kids' names constantly.
Yeah.
And everybody was so good, and nobody. I don't think anybody overpowered one another.
Not at all.
The director, I know he had them film for 2 months without doing anything with Bill Skarsgård.
Yes, before he actually introduced him.
To kind of develop their relationship, and it worked.
And the best was the first time they saw him was in the pictures in the what's it called, the projector.
Oh,
that was the first scene they filmed with him. Without him, they saw him in the projector.
Yeah.
And the first scene they filmed with him was when
he came out of the fridge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Eddie's arm was broken.
Yeah.
And the way he was like drooling and everything.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite scene.
That was the first time, and you could tell too how intimidated they were just because their reactions when he was like when they were fighting him and they stabbed him and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting the chills right now, man. Like
that scene.
It was perfect, and it was funny because I watched an interview. I think it was on Late Night with someone, and Bill Skarsgård was like, he's like, I was all intimidated and stuff. And
I saw that Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, and then when we wrapped, the guy who played Eddie was like, "Oh, that was awesome! Like you did great." And he's like,
I love what you're doing the character.
Yeah, I was just drooling on you and this scary look, and that's how you react.
Yeah, because Bill was like, "What am I doing to these kids right now?" And but that scene, the scene, like the whole that whole part where they go into the house, is an amazing scene.
It really is.
And
they separate. It separates them from each other.
Yes.
And
when Eddie's head came out of the mattress and he started like laughing and all the.
I thought he was dead at that point because they didn't flash back to him after that.
Yeah. And but the scene where he came out of the fridge and the effect that they did where he was upside down and he
and
like
his
sort of
body
spins
like
around,
flips around,
and he starts walking towards him like this and he's like really sarcastic and
he starts laughing at him when like he's like in front of him like.
And like in that scene, the one part that like gave me chills was when Pennywise has his hand on Eddie's face, and Eddie is screaming for Bill.
Yeah.
And son of a bitch.
I don't know. I forget his name too.
The other guy. I'm sorry.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things kid. And is it weird that I know like his actual name? It's like Finn Wolfgar. Well, but with a name like that, I could forget. But Pennywise has his hand on Eddie's face, and Eddie screams for his friends, and the camera's over here, and Pennywise does this like turn, like while his hand's still on his face.
That's when Bill is like, "This isn't real," and he's like,
"Oh, this isn't real enough for you, Billy?"
Yeah. Well, no, before that, but when he says, he's like, "This isn't real," to the guy who plays Stranger Things, we just gotta go through, and they open the door again, and he like stops and like looks to the side because he like heard that he said it's not real. So that's when they came down. He's like, "This isn't real for you, not for you, Bill."
Whatever they do, I don't know if they like hit a note or something like that. Whatever the soundtrack is during that, or the score is during that part. That scene, like just that quick, like he like turns, like gives it a side eye because I guess he can hear them coming.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! Like that was so sick. It reminded me of Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. And he's sitting at the table with the mob bosses, and one of the mob bosses says, "You're crazy," and he says, "No, I'm not." And that whole scene, like it gave me that flashback moment of like, damn, like I just like I didn't even. You didn't even see the actor anymore.
No.
You just saw the character, and that was it. Yeah. And, I mean, there's so many things I loved about it. It gave me a real, like, Goonies vibe. I know I said I loved 80s movies. Like, I love these movies with kids banding together to fight something bigger, something evil. Like the Lost Boys. I don't know if you've ever seen the Lost Boys at all.
No, I haven't.
Oh, awesome. And it gave me that vibe, and it kind of like put me back, and that's why when I first saw the Goonies, and I thought it was a fantastic story. I didn't read the books, and I'm sorry I didn't, but I thought this adaptation was fantastic.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were like, it wasn't scary. Who gives a shit? The story was incredible. I think in the kids' backgrounds and the way that they came together because of what they went through, in their family lives, I thought was very powerful, and the way they were kind of able to overcome their fear, like it just was such a good like coming of age story. I felt with like little horror elements in there.
Yeah. I thought it was perfectly done. I was so excited. It was my most anticipated movie this year, I think. And it delivered.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm excited they have the release date for the next one for it too.
They already have
September 6, 2019.
Really?
Yep. I wish, it'd be cool, but I wouldn't wait that long if they put out the second one in 27 years.
I heard somebody else say that too. And that would be cool, but
I don't know if I could wait that long.
I don't think we could, but as a business standpoint, and they were blown away with how much this movie made.
Yeah, they couldn't wait that long.
No, there's no way they're going to wait. Because everybody now is like buzzing about who's going to play the older losers, you know? And I know the one kid that played Ben was on some talk show, and he went to Chris Pratt to play him. And
that'd be cool.
I think in the story, Ben, when he's older, like one of his things is he actually loses a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I think I could see Chris Pratt doing it. I think I definitely.
But if you wait 27 years, they could all play their characters.
Well, that's why I thought that'd be really, really cool if they do that. But the 27 years, holy shit, man! I'll be like in my 50s.
Yeah, don't want to think about it.
Oh my god, I just got really sad. I don't know. I mean, I saw a lot of like fan cast things.
Yeah. Or maybe put out one in 2019 and then have the original, the younger characters play another part 2 in 27 years.
That'd be cool. I'd see that.
Right?
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
But I think let us know what your thoughts are on it. If you've seen it more than once, twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. It was really good. My coworkers I know loved it. And I probably should have had a few of them on here to talk with us because they could have went in, especially with the books and loving the books.
Yeah, there was. I kept I was obsessed with it after seeing it, and I kept looking up stuff online, and I saw a lot of reviews, and some of the reviews that the people that were reviewing had read the book, and it gets really sci-fi and weird.
Yeah, it does. It's like alternate planets and...
Yeah, like it is like this...
There's a big turtle that burped up the universe.
Yes, and he's the enemy of what it is.
Yeah.
And I think I told you on the phone that they kind of give nods to the turtle, whatever the turtle's name is.
With the Legos and stuff.
And when they're in the quarry and the turtle bites one of them, and I don't know if they'll go that deep, like that, far out.
Well, they need to keep it the way they're doing it.
I think so too. I think that's smart.
So yeah, so let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you soon.
Wait, what? Hey, are you watching us? Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? You know, if you want to watch us all the time, subscribe, comment to us, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Heroes and Brews. Come on, guys, you know you want to do this. Beer of the week, topic of the week. Come on, guys, follow us. Heroes and Brews, beer, superheroes. What more do you want? Check us out.